Okay, you want to check it on your phone?
So it is 5:58.
No,
Yeah,
check
so-
it.
Oh, Facebook?
Yeah, I mean, I'm waiting for it to go on. It hasn't clicked on yet. Here we go. Oh, yeah, we're live. We're good. Got a couple minutes. It's probably a delayed feed on the phone on the Facebook end.
What does feed mean?
I don't know, but I just came from a 2-hour Zoom meeting and it's awful because with the Zoom, only one person really can
Yes.
talk at one time, so you're
Yeah.
trying to interrupt people.
Right, and then it goes to their picture when they talk, and then
Yeah.
you're battling over the.
Yes.
Horrible. All
Right,
right,
we know we're live right now.
Yeah, no, that's okay. I just, got a couple of people logged in already. We'll start right at 6 o'clock.
Okay.
So it's all good? All right, cool. So just doing a sound test for the people who are watching right now. We'll be starting pretty soon. What's so funny?
Nancy Moore is with us.
Yeah. Hello, Nancy Moore. Who else is with us, Caroline?
That's it so far.
That's all you can see? No, there's like 10 people logging on. There's more and more people
Oh
logging
yeah, I
on.
can't see that on my phone for some
Yeah.
reason.
Nancy Moore, she's here. She checked in.
Won't say hello to everybody then?
Well, as you check in, you can say, you'll see it. You can sit over here if you'd like. We'll start. We have about 1 minute to go. We'll start. Here and there.
But no names here?
No. You can get that later, though.
Okay.
Minute.
6 o'clock on the nose. John Fluta, welcome. Good job, John. I'm glad you came. Hi, Sandy.
Okay, everybody logged in. How's it going? How you guys doing? I'm Mike from Mike Duffy's Personal Training. Thank you for joining us tonight. This is our first live seminar, so I hope it goes well. We've been doing this seminar for, I don't know, like 20 years or so, but for some reason, it's the first time we're gonna do it live. But if you're looking for Mike Duffy 6 Keys to Healthy Weight Loss, you're in the right place. We've been marketing that you can finally fit in your skinny jeans and drop a couple knots in your belt. So this valuable information you'll learn tonight are the keys to us helping thousands of people lose weight and get healthy over the last 23 years. During the next 60 minutes, we're going to give you the keys and the secrets and teach you, how to get in those jeans, how to drop a couple knots in your belt. We've had people drop cholesterol, like over 100 points of cholesterol in 6 weeks on a nutrition plan, blood pressure going back to normal. People who are type 2 diabetics within 6 weeks, no longer type 2 diabetics. People on cholesterol, blood pressure meds, less than 6 weeks, doctors taking them off, all from following the keys to our nutrition plan. You're going to eliminate bloating. We've seen headaches disappear, migraines disappear, any skin issues, amazing. Your skin will clear up, you're going to feel better, increase your health, and you're just going to feel amazing. It sounds too good to be true, and if I was you sitting there watching me, I would say the same thing, but I've been doing this for well over 30 years, working with thousands of people. I've seen it myself. So we want to give you those keys. So we promise by the end of the seminar, you're going to have some good information to take home and use. If you continue, if you would stay with us to the end of the seminar, I'm going to let you know how you get $100 off our upcoming Body Fat Challenge or one of our nutrition plans. So at this time, please close all your apps and phones so you're not disrupted. Also, take out a piece of paper and a pen and write down your questions, because we're not going to take any questions to the end of the seminar. I will have a lot of information to cover. I don't want this to go too long. So basically, my story is I was always involved in sports, wrestling, baseball, football, bodybuilding, powerlifting from a very young age, 5th or 6th grade, started lifting weights to improve my strength. Always had to watch my weight for wrestling. Wrestlers are starving themselves all the time. So I've been through starvation diets myself, and let me just tell you, I know that they're horrible, and that's not the way to do it. Was bodybuilding for 12 years, where I was trying to lower my body fat percentage, increase my muscle tissue, build my metabolism, just like I teach my clients, but I just took it to an extreme. You don't have to take it to extreme, you just have to follow the advice I give you that I've used on myself and thousands of clients to help get you where you want, to get you leaner and more healthy. So everything I've done on myself, done on my clients, I've demonstrated with keto, I've demonstrated intermittent fasting, I pretty much demonstrated with every diet out there. And one thing I can tell you that there's no one diet that's good for everybody. Some people do well on a vegetarian diet, some people do well on a carnivore diet, keto diet, Jenny Craig, all different diets. And you'll see, I can put 100 people on one diet, 40 might do all right, and 60 do horrible. So the information we'll give you today is going to teach you what diet's going to work for what type of person. So it's some great information. So I want to go over the 6 secrets or 6 keys that are going to help you to do exactly what we explained to you before.
Mike, say hello to Nella and Christine while you're erasing the board.
Oh, hello, Nella and Christine. I'm glad to see Nella's in the audience. It's great.
And Christine Goodwin.
Christine Goodwin. Hello, Christine Goodwin. So thanks for watching. Hopefully you'll learn a lot of good things. So I want to teach you the keys in the order of importance. So the first and most important key for weight loss and for health, everything, is you have to control your carbohydrates. Okay, so again, no matter what program you follow, what diet you follow, if you do not control your carbohydrates, it's just going to fail, and it's going to fail miserably. And I'm going to explain to you why. This is a little technical, but at the end of this, you'll understand, like, wow, I really have to learn to control my carbs. So first thing is you have to know what carbohydrates are. There's 3 types of carbohydrates. The first type are starches, and your starches are things like pasta and rice and bread, all the good things. Pasta, rice, bread, cereals. Beans and legumes are also starches. They're not proteins. We can explain that later. But your starches and all those foods I just mentioned, what they look like is they're a bunch of glucose molecules, and glucose is sugar, right? So all starches are just really a bunch of sugar. So a bunch of sugar molecules all bonded together, but there's like 50 of them. There's just a tremendous amount of sugar in those foods. They probably contain 5 to 10 times more sugar than candy or a piece of fruit. But it doesn't taste sweet, so they're kind of hidden. The second type of carbohydrates are fibrous carbs. And fibrous carbohydrates, for all intents and purposes, are vegetables. So all your vegetables, yes, vegetables are carbohydrates. All your vegetables are fibrous carbohydrates. And what they look like is, again, they're glucose molecules. And again, glucose is sugar. And they're all bonded together. But maybe there's only about 20 of them. So a little shorter chain, a little less sugar, but remember, all vegetables, which are very, very good and healthy, but they all eventually turn to sugar in your body. Third type of carbohydrate are simple carbs. So simple carbs are fruits, or the healthier simple carbs, and then candy and cakes and things like that are what I would consider unhealthy simple carbs. But what simple carbohydrates look like is they're basically glucose molecules, all bonded together. Maybe there's only about 10 of them. So all carbohydrates, whether it's starches or complex carbs or grains or vegetables or fruits, all carbohydrates are just different amounts of sugar, a way to invade your body. So, when you eat carbohydrates, your body breaks those bonds down in between the sugar molecules here. It breaks them down, and what it does, it releases pure glucose or sugar into your bloodstream. So, I always have people say, Mike, I ate real good for lunch the other day. I had a nice organic salad with all kinds of vegetables in it, and we threw some organic quinoa in there, and I had some organic blueberries in that salad, and I ate really healthy. And those foods are all really, really healthy, but they're all carbohydrates. And when you eat too many carbs or mostly carbs like that, your body, again, breaks those bonds down, and what's released to your bloodstream is just all glucose. And once it gets to your bloodstream, your body doesn't know if this came from blueberry, salad, quinoa, candy. It doesn't know. All it knows is, hey, we have a lot of sugar in our bloodstream. And when that happens, you have receptors that are built into the lining of your blood vessel that are always monitoring the percentage of glucose in your system. And when the percentage of glucose is high, as it is here after eating all that so-called healthy food, these receptors will trigger your body to release a very powerful hormone called insulin. You've all heard of insulin before. Okay, it's a very powerful hormone. Also, if you can control insulin release, you control your weight. It all kind of go hand in hand, sugar, insulin release. So if there's a high percentage of sugar in your bloodstream, your receptors will trigger your body to release insulin. And what insulin does, it brings your blood sugar down to normal levels so you don't go into a diabetic coma, diabetic shock, or so you don't die. I mean, that's pretty important. If you can't release insulin, it's very, very bad. So insulin's released, lowers your blood sugar, and it saves you. The only problem is when your body releases and over-releases insulin, a couple of bad things happen. The first thing happens is that your body immediately goes into fat storage. So when you eat a lot of carbohydrates, to push your body into fat storage. So most people I know when they work out or try to get in shape, they want to reduce fat from their body. You know, we all have those spots around the body where we get rid of fat, but what happens is if you're eating too many carbohydrates, releasing insulin, your body is driven to fat storage. Insulin triggers another hormone called leptin, and leptin is the hormone that puts your body into fat storage. The reason it does that is because your body's saying, hey, listen, this person has so much sugar in their body, if we don't burn it off, they're going to die. So what they do is your body makes a priority to burn that extra sugar off and says, hey, listen, I know you have a lot of fat in storage and you want to work that off, but we're going to keep that in storage because I have too much sugar. So we have to focus on burning the sugar off. Second thing that happens from this insulin is also you have an increase in hunger and sugar cravings. So when insulin is released, it trips leptin to push you into fat storage, but it also releases another hormone called ghrelin. That's your hunger hormone, which causes your body to get hungry and crave sugar. So after you've eaten that healthy salad with everything in it, a little while later you get hungry, you crave sugar, and then you have more carbohydrates. And then when you push through that, you crave some more, you get hungry again because your hunger hormone is being released. And you start this vicious cycle of always eating and craving carbs and craving sugar. A lot of you out there probably can identify, probably say, yeah, you know, I eat carbohydrates all day long. So if you're eating carbohydrates or too many carbohydrates for you, you're always going to be in fat storage, you're going to be hungry all the time. So whenever you're hungry, it's most likely you haven't eaten enough that day, or your body is just taking too many carbohydrates, more than what your body can tolerate. Third thing that happens when we eat this way is the word carbohydrate has a word in it, and that word's hydrate. So carbohydrates hydrate you. So if you have a lot of excess water weight, you feel bloated all the time, it's usually from an overconsumption of carbohydrates. Carbohydrates hydrate you. For every 1 gram of carbohydrates that your body stores, it stores 3.7 grams of water, almost 4 times the amount of water. So when you're eating carbs, craving carbs, eating carbs, you're storing more and more carbs, you're storing 4 times more than that in water. Fourth thing is it's going to affect your energy levels, because when insulin's tripped and then insulin's released down, up and down, your energy levels go like this throughout the day. You know, you get that mid-afternoon after you have lunch and you come back to your desk, you feel like you have to put your head down or you can't stop yawning. That's usually a problem with you had too many carbohydrates for most people. So it affects your energy and it affects your moods. You know, if your energy's up and down, your moods are up and down. Come home at the end of the day, you're screaming at your husband, your wife, your kids. You eat and like everything's fine. All right, so it's just about balancing blood sugar. So, you know, I take this person who ate that really healthy lunch, all the organic foods, really good, great foods. None of them contain any fat in it. There's no fat in the salad, there's no fat in quinoa, there's no fat in fruits. But yet, their body was pushed into fat storage from a hormonal mechanism. Really important that you know that. So, you know, this person who thought they're eating great, their body's in fat storage, they're hungry, craving sugar all the time, they're bloated for water retention, and they're cranky and tired all the time. That's not what we want, okay? Another thing is, none of this will happen, and none of this happens if you eat too much protein, if you eat too many healthy fats. It doesn't happen. It has nothing to do with the hormonal level here. So this only happens from an consumption of the carbohydrates. The last thing I just want to leave you with, because it's important for me as I'm getting older, 59 now, and you know, I'm happy with my weight and everything, but my priority right now is longevity. I want to live longer. You know, I want to play with my great grandkids and all those things. So this is really important because recent research has shown that animals in the animal kingdom and humans who produce the least amount of insulin over a lifetime live longer. There's a longevity factor. Less insulin you produce over a lifetime, the longer you're going to live. Overconsumption of carbohydrates, you know, according to the research, can shorten your lifespan. So put all that good stuff in here. So you're like, Mike, well, this sounds great. I'm really depressed now. What am I going to do? Okay, so we like to do 2 things to help combat what's going on here. Okay, so the first thing is, you know, you control your carbohydrates. We have found that if we can get our clients to keep their daily carbohydrate intake between 30 and 150 grams of carbohydrates total, not net carbs. Forget net carbs. That's like a whole marketing gimmick. We're looking about total carbohydrates. If we can keep our clients between 30 and 150 grams of carbohydrates per day, that's going to help us. So we want to reduce our carbohydrates. Can't go to 0, you need some. We want 30 to 150. So, and we know that, again, not one diet's good for everybody. You have to find a specific macronutrient profile. Protein, fats, and carbs is going to work for you. And everybody's different. We have found that if you're an O blood type or a B blood type, you're doing better down the 30 to 50 range. And we have also found that if you're A or AB blood type, you do better up near 100, 150 grams. So your blood type will dictate how you should eat macronutrient-wise, proteins, fats, and carbs. We're going to discuss that a little later in this seminar. We firmly believe in blood type, and we've been using it for many, many years. There's been a lot of research out. The latest research is blood typing coronavirus, how certain blood types are more susceptible to it. It has to do with everything. Your blood type, to me, means everything. So the first thing we want to do is lower carbohydrate intake between these numbers per day, and you're going to have success. The second thing we need to do is anytime that you eat a carbohydrate, because even if you only eat 30 grams of carbs a day, but you eat them all at one time by themselves, what's going to happen, right? We know what's going to happen. We go fat storage, hunger, sugar, bloating, all those crazy things. So even when you're eating low amounts, we ask our clients never to eat carbs alone. So whenever you eat carbohydrates, don't never eat them alone. Just don't grab an apple and have it. Don't have a piece of cake by itself. Don't drink just a glass of orange juice. So you never want to have a carbohydrate alone. What we ask you to do is anytime you eat a carbohydrate, you want to have a protein and a fat with it. Both or one or the other. If we put some grilled chicken in that salad or some sliced steak in that salad, the protein from those foods break down. You don't have to know this, I just want you to see the visual. Break down to ammonium and amino acids. So what happens is carbohydrates break down to sugar, proteins break down to ammonium and amino acids. So that's going through your bloodstream a little while after you've eaten it. If you put some healthy fats in a salad, avocado, walnuts, goat cheese, maybe an olive oil dressing, which are all healthy fats, those healthy fats break down into free fatty acids and triglycerides. So, a couple minutes to a couple hours after you've eaten that food, you have all these substrates going through your bloodstream, and your receptors, which are built into the lining of your vessels, which I explained to you before, are reading what is the percentage of glucose. The percentage of glucose here isn't high because it's being buffered by your substrates or your metabolites, your proteins and fats. So under this situation, your body's not going to over-release insulin, you're not going to go into fat storage, you're not going to throw hunger and sugar cravings, you're not going to eat as many carbs, so you're not going to retain as much water, and your moods and your blood sugar, as long as that's stable, your moods and your energy will remain stable, and you'll live a little longer. So 2 things, again, this is the most important concept. You can apply it to any diet out there, it's going to work. So control your carbohydrates, keep your carbs in between 30 to 150 grams per day, and again, depending on your blood type, and never eat carbs alone. Always make sure you have some proteins and fat with it. Now, some people need a huge steak when they have the carbohydrates to balance it, and some people just need a little piece of tuna fish. So again, that's all predicated by your blood type, which we'll cover in a couple minutes. All right? So that's key number 1. You write that down in your notebook or whatever you need. That is the most important. You master that, you master health, you master weight loss and energy levels. Okay, so the second key, which I feel is the second most important, is we want you to eat less as the day goes on. Okay, so again, remember, I'm not asking you to eat less. I want you to eat less as the day goes on. So a lot of it doesn't matter how much you eat, it's when you eat it. Okay, most people skip breakfast, have a quick cup of coffee, skip breakfast, and then you go to work and you're working all day, you might grab something like quick salad or something at lunch, and some people are going to skip that, grab a cup of coffee to keep them awake and get through. And they get home 5, 6 o'clock at night and they're hungry. And they have dinner, and they have seconds, and they have thirds, and then they go to the refrigerator for the snack, and all of their calories, all the food they eat has been end loaded at the end of the day. Now, what do you guys usually do at the end of the day? If you're like me, I kind of collapse on the couch watching TV. Met game, I'm a Met fan. I'm sorry, I have to apologize for that. But, there's really less activity level at night. You get home, eat dinner, have your snack or whatever, and you sit down, you're either watching TV, you're working on your computer, you're going through your mail, you're reading a book, you're taking care of bills, but you're stagnant, you're sitting there, and you're not doing anything. So all the food's sitting on you, and then you go to bed, and hopefully you'll sleep a good 6 to 8 hours, you're not doing anything, so you have all this food sitting there, and your body can't turn and burn it. So after a couple of days, a couple of weeks, a couple of months, a couple of years, you're looking down like, oh my God, what happened here? So it doesn't all hit at once, it's just cumulative over time. So what we need you to do is eat less as the day goes on. Most people eat more as the day goes on. So you kind of got to flip everything upside down. So when we do this, we give our clients We don't starve them. Like I said before, you're gonna get these results without starving yourself, right? So we want you to have breakfast, lunch, and we want you to have dinner. We want you to have 3 good meals a day. And then we also want you to have a snack in between breakfast and lunch, and a snack in between lunch and dinner, right? So you're gonna eat like 5 times a day. Do you have to eat 5 times a day? No. Do I think you should? Yes, for now. So breakfast, let's say we can get breakfast in at 7 o'clock in the morning. And this is just throwing some numbers out there. We want you to have a snack around 10, lunch around 1, another snack around 4, and then dinner no later than 7. About every 3 hours. This 10 o'clock snack can actually be anywhere from 9 to 11, depending on what you're doing. You have to have some stretch time there. Lunch can be 12 to 2. Another snack could be 3 to 5. But dinner is going to be at 7. Okay, I like to draw a line right there, right between that last snack and dinner. Right around 5 or 6 o'clock at night. Usually, breakfast for the guys, for the girls, we're running around 400. You don't have to count calories at all, but it's around 400, men around 500. The snacks for women around 150 calories, the guys about 250. These are minimum amounts. Lunch, we're doing around 300 for women and about 400 for men. And the snack here, 150 for the females, 250 for the guys. And then dinner is 200 for female, 300 for the guys. So a lot of you guys out there probably saying, I can't eat a 200 or 300 calorie dinner. I'm going to starve to death. But the thing is, if you eat enough during the day, you're not going to be hungry at night. So when you eat nothing here, that hunger is caused here. So just, again, I'm trying to add this up. For the women, 400, 300, 200. We're eating less as the day goes on with our snacks in. So we're doing for the females an absolute minimum of 1,200 calories a day. Right around there. Again, you don't have to count it. We take care of that for you. But what I want you to see is that if I have my breakfast, lunch, and 2 snacks, I'm a female, I'm eating 1,000 out of 1,200 of my calories before 6 o'clock at night. We want to get 80% or more of our calories before 6 o'clock at night. Because what am I doing here? I'm moving. I get up in the morning, I'm showering, I'm walking to work, I'm driving to work, I'm up and down the stairs at work. Maybe I'm going food shopping, take care of the kids, cleaning the house, I'm going to the gym, I'm working out. My body's moving and my metabolism is churning, burning. My furnace is turned on and I'm just burning calories. So I'm eating all day long, burning calories. I get here at night, I'm not hungry because I've eaten enough. And then I can have that little dinner at night with no problem. Okay? We want you waking up in the morning hungry. We want you hungry here because we have all day to burn it off. We don't want you hungry here. It's not good. So there are some exceptions to this rule. Somebody's like, Mike, I like to take a class early in the morning. I can't eat 400 or 500 calories early in the morning. That's fine. You can take that snack and move it up and push your breakfast here later on because we're still getting 80% or more calories before 6 o'clock, which is our goal. Dinner time, so Michael, when you eat dinner with my family at 5 or 6 o'clock, you can move dinner up and you take that snack back here. And that's just as good. That's even less calories after 6 o'clock, so that might even be better. But either one works. So that's how we run. We eat less as the day goes on, we fill up here. And again, we have some people who do this and they're still not hungry here. Those are typically our A or AB blood types, which is fine. So they don't have to have breakfast here, they can push it back, but we can go over that later on. So, first key, control your carbohydrates. Second key is eat less of them as the day goes on. So just stop right here at these 2 keys and think how many carbohydrates do I eat today? Or how many carbohydrates do I eat throughout the course of the day? And then, well, if I can cut those down, I can really do a good job. And then think how do I eat? Do I skip breakfast or just have coffee? Do I just have coffee for lunch? Do I overeat at the end? Just solving those 2 things and change it to the way that I'm asking you to do will cause huge results. Right? So eat less as the day goes on, and we'll go from here. One other thing why I like eating less as the day goes on is at night, research shows that your body produces 50% more insulin after dark. So when you overeat at night, it's like a double whammy. You not only get insulin release, which drives your body into fat storage and makes you hungry all the time, it's almost double the effect at night. And all goes with the sun, the moon, sun goes down, your body's hormonal levels change. So that's really, really important that you really have to control the dinner. And the earlier you can have dinner, the more successful you're going to be. Okay, now key number 3.
Hello, Anne-Marie.
Key number 3 all has to do with not everybody should eat the same, So we like to add blood typing to our nutrition plans, which we have been doing. So your blood type dictates everything. So there's 4 different blood types. There's A's, there's B's, there's AB's, and there's O's. And each one of them nutritionally needs to eat differently. O blood types do really well, high protein, high fat, but they're the most carbohydrate sensitive. So if you're an O blood type and you eat just a little too many carbs, all those bad things are going to happen to you. Cholesterol is going to go up, your blood pressure is going to go up, you're going to gain weight, and it's just not good. A blood types can handle more carbohydrates. But if they eat too much protein and too much fat, it's going to bog them down, make them sluggish and tired, and it's really going to affect them in a negative way. So you hear people say, experts say, that red meat's really bad for you. Well, it's not if you're an O blood type or a B blood type. As a matter of fact, it's super medicinal. It gives you energy, believe it or not, and gives you leanness. So that's a big misconception. Now, it should be like good, grass-fed, antibiotic, hormone-free, like a good quality beef. You don't want to eat garbage because that's not good for anybody. A blood types, 80% of them make the best vegetarians. So if you're an A blood type, 4 out of 5 of you should follow a strict vegetarian protocol. O blood types, exact opposite. O blood types do great on ketogenic or Atkins type diets. High protein, high fat, very low carb. ABs and A's are very similar, and B's are pretty close to O's. Something about B blood type, everybody says, hey, chicken's really good and healthy for you. Not if you're a B blood type. There's a certain chemical in the muscle tissue proteins that does not react well with B blood types on a biochemical level. So that's something that needs to be eliminated from the Bs. ABs do real well with a small amount of fish, a lot of vegetables. So there's all, everybody's different. So I think 43% of the American population are A blood types. So if I put 100 people on a diet that's a vegetarian based, 43% or right around there will do well. The other, 57% are not going to do well. And I think 44% of the American population are O blood types. So if I put 100 people on a keto diet, about 44% are going to do really well, and the other 56% are not going to do so well. So blood type will dictate, what's your macronutrient profile, and also dictate what types of foods are good for you. So there's certain proteins that are great for O's and B's that are horrible for A's and AB's, and vice versa. There's certain types of carbohydrates that are good for each one. So as far as blood type concerns, you need to know your blood type if you want the best results, not only for weight loss, but also for health. So that's key number 3. So we're going to lower your carbs. We're going to eat less as the day goes on. We're going to blood type you. We're going to in our programs, we give a list of, okay, here's a list of foods that are good for A blood types. Here's a list of foods that are good for the B's, the AB's, and the O's. And just eat the foods that are on the list. We break them down to proteins, fats, and carbohydrates, so you know exactly, okay, these are the foods I can have. You stick to them, and you're going to be good. We also give you a percentage of fats, proteins, and carbs for each different blood type, so you know what's going to work best. It's really good. It's amazing stuff. We've seen some great, health benefits from this, huge health benefits, and great weight loss benefits. So definitely want to get into blood typing. The next key, I could give you the science behind blood typing, but I don't want to bore you. The next
Tell them
key,
where they can find more information.
yeah, if you want to finish about blood typing, you read the book, Eat Right for Your Type by Dr. Peter Diodamo. He's a master. He can give you all the information you need. You can buy the book, you can get online, listen to it on your phone or whatever. But you don't have to read the whole book. Just read about your blood type, and you'll be surprised to start reading about your blood type and say, wow, that's me. Like these things start ringing. Like, wow, this is how I react when I eat that. This is how I feel when I eat that. It's really great information. It's a great book. I highly recommend it. Okay, so key number 4 I want to talk about is eliminating gluten. Okay, so you've all heard of gluten-free, the gluten-free craze and all that stuff. I believe in eating gluten-free. I don't think it's a be-all, end-all. You can eat gluten-free pancakes and gluten-free waffles and gluten-free cereal and gluten-free ice cream and gluten-free pasta and all those things, but those are all still high carbohydrates, so you have to be careful. But gluten in and of itself is a protein found in mostly wheat products. But as you know, like if you have pasta, there's hardly any protein in pasta. There's a very small amount. And a very small, minute amount of protein in pasta is gluten. And gluten is highly inflammatory to the human digestive system. So when you eat foods with gluten in them, now some people get an immediate reaction. They have some gluten in it, and they get stomach pains, and sometimes they get allergic reaction in the EpiPen, and just highly sensitive to it. But most of the population is what I call like a level 2 food allergy to it. It just does a small amount of damage over time. It does damage when you're in your teens, in your 20s, your 30s, your 40s, 50s, and all of a sudden you're 50 years old, and all of a sudden you start having these stomach issues, irritable bowel, any digestive thing. It could be reflux, it could be hemorrhoids, it could be all different things, but these are all related to gluten, long-term damage, and the damage system, small amount over time, and it finally exacerbates into something with a name, like IBS or something like that. So, we believe everybody should be gluten-free and keep that in our system. Gluten, as I said, is highly inflammatory to the human digestive tract. The reason that's important is that you have these receptors in your digestive tract, and they have different shapes on them. And each receptor receives different minerals and amino acid complexes. Basically, foods grown in the wild, your body breaks it down and to absorb micronutrients and nutrients in your small intestines. And each nutrient has a receptor site with a different shape on it. Some could be a square, some could be a circle. And just like really quick, say calcium has a square molecule. And you eat something with calcium, maybe you eat some kale and you break it down, calcium's released. So calcium flows through your digestive system and looks for that square receptor site, and it slides right in there, uptakes right through this is a villi, it's like a finger-like projection in your digestive system, and it goes right into your bloodstream, and that calcium goes into your body to where it's needed. Calcium goes from bones or from muscle contraction or for whatever else is needed. That's how it works. It all has to do with receptor site shape, the morphology or shape of the receptors, taking in the morphology shape of the mineral or the amino acid or whatever it is. When you eat gluten, these finger-like projections that contain, and there's also small hair-like projections, and then the finger-like projections called microvilli, villi and microvilli, where all the receptor sites are. So when you eat gluten, it inflames these finger-like projections, and it makes this finger-like projection big, red, and inflamed. It's like I took a hammer, whacked my thumb, as if it's big, red, throbbing. So that's what the inside of your intestines will look like, and that's just one villi or microvilli. There's thousands of them, maybe even more. And what happens to that square receptor site, because this thing is so big and swollen and inflamed, that square receptor site isn't square anymore. It's got a weird shape to it. And then the calcium, when it flows through your system, it tries to fit into that square shape. Well, that shape's not square anymore because it's been overinflated and inflamed. So calcium can't get into your digestive system, into your body for it to use. So it bounces off from villi to villi, and it can't go anywhere, so it goes through your system, and all of a sudden you have kidney stones, overcalcification of your kidneys. You have hardening of your arteries, overcalcification of your arteries, because it's not getting where it needs to be, and you have these other negative things going on. People who have osteoporosis, osteopenia, all these bone diseases, it's not that they don't take in enough calcium, your body can't absorb the calcium because their intestines are so inflamed from eating foods like gluten and other foods that cause inflammation, and now these minerals and vitamins and things can't get in, can't get absorbed. It's inability to absorb calcium more than anything. So we like to take gluten out of all our clients' nutrition plans to get rid of that inflammation so they can start absorbing nutrients. And also what happens? You start feeling better. You start having more energy. A lot of people go to doctors because they're tired all the time. Or you're tired all the time because you can't absorb the nutrients and things to give you energy. So it's amazing that when you take this out, it takes a full 6 months of going gluten-free to clear it out of your system. A long time. You can go 3 months gluten-free and have a little light wheat toast. You got to go another 6 months from that point on. That's how highly inflammatory gluten is. So I highly recommend, gluten-free for health and everything else. So, we have our programs, there's no gluten at all. And in certain parts of the program, we start reintroducing things like bread and things like that, but they're always gluten-free. That's not a lot of it because it's so high in carbs. So, key number 4, eliminate gluten. Key number 5 is very similar thing. We ask you to not have cow dairy, and specifically cow dairy, and most importantly, it's a cow dairy protein. There's a couple cow dairy proteins. One is whey. We've all heard of whey. Whey protein, whey is really good. Whey is really, really good for B blood types and AB blood types, not for O's or A's. But there's another cow dairy protein called casein, which isn't good for anybody. You'll see casein in the food label, calcium caseinate, things like that. Casein is a cow dairy protein that humans cannot absorb and cannot break down. It's just that the protein molecule, amino acid molecule is way too big. About 5,000 to 10,000 years ago, the casein protein complex mutated, And certain cows are now the only cows that are in America, Friesians and Holsteins. I'll spare you the whole lecture, but basically when you eat calcium, your body can't break it down. It takes your body 2 to 4 hours to break down carbohydrates. It takes your body 4 to 6 hours to break down proteins and fats. Research has shown that in the human digestive tract, after 14 hours in the human digestive tract, casein doesn't begin to digest. So it's like, it's eating like plastic. You put it in your body, it sits in your gut, and it putrefies over time. It just kind of sits there, and then starts leaking out and causing different reactions in different people. One of the most common casein consumption side effects is you're always phlegmy. You're always like, I got that buildup. Congestion, children, ears clogged, mucus buildup, phlegm, asthmatics, inflammation of breathing. Has a lot to do with breathing issues. So we know this about casein, and we pull cow dairy or casein out of our programs. We do offer alternative forms of dairy, so when you talk about dairy, you talk about milk, you talk about cheese, you talk about yogurt. So milk, and you guys know, right now you go to the store, and there's almond milk, and there's goat's milk, and there's rice milk, and there's oat milk, and there's coconut milk, and there's quinoa milk, and there's flaxseed milk, and there's almond coconut milk. You have all these different types of milk because people are realizing when they drink cow's milk, they don't feel well. Stomach hurts, and they have all these other crazy reactions. So when it comes to milks, there are a ton of alternative milks to use. When it comes to cheese, we allow our clients to use goat cheese and sheep cheese and buffalo cheese. So buffalo cheese is buffalo mozzarella. You guys have probably had buffalo mozzarella, didn't even know it. Comes from water buffalo. Sheep cheese, goat cheese, and there's some sheep and goat cheese blends. Those are all fine because they do contain casein, but it's a much shorter molecule, and humans can digest it, break it down, and absorb it. So if you like, I'm not saying you have to eat cheese, but if you're that type of person who likes it, those are the types of cheese you want to stick to. Right now, there's all different types of cheeses out there. There's goat cheese, there's goat brie, there's goat mozzarella, there's goat jack, and there's sheep goat blends. You can get any cheese from a goat that you can get from a cow. Just have to look a little harder. Wegmans, Trader Joe's, Dean's, and Whole Foods. 4 best stores. You find any type of cheese you want. Then it comes yogurt. Yogurt, you want to use goat's milk yogurt or sheep's milk yogurt. There's also almond milk yogurt out there, coconut milk yogurt. Those are a little too high in sugar and carbohydrates for us. So you want to stick with a more higher fat yogurt if you like yogurts, like a goat milk yogurt or a sheep's milk yogurt. So those are the types of dairy that we use in our program for people who want dairy. That's the alternative forms of dairy. You have children at home, you want to keep them healthy, keep them away from ice cream, and you can try coconut milk ice cream, cashew milk ice cream, all these other alternative ice creams that are good. Our children at home, for the last, I don't know how many years, 18 years or so, when they want ice cream, they have coconut milk ice cream. And there's all different types. So, eat less as the day goes on, control your carbs, when the blood type, we're going to stay away from casein and gluten. And you're going to be lean and healthy. And the health benefits of gluten casein-free are amazing. Key number 6 is, we come to water consumption. You have to make sure you drink enough water. Water is really important. We ask our clients to drink half their body weight in ounces a day. So here, 8-ounce glasses is what people need. So that's if you weigh 128 pounds, right? Weigh 128 pounds, 8-ounce glasses is 64 ounces. So half the body weight of a 128-pound person is 8-ounce glasses. If you weigh more than that, we have some guys in there 200, 250 pounds. Their body's not going to work well in 64 ounces of water. And we have some women in here, a lot of women who are like 100, 110 pounds. That's going to be too much for them. So we're going to go half your body weight in ounces of water per day, or fluids per day. Hopefully most of it being water, and a good quality spring water. Excuse me. Why do we do that? Okay, so number 1, water is involved in almost every energy reaction in your body. When you start drinking the amount of water your body needs, you're going to all of a sudden realize, wow, 2 things. I have an abundance of energy. Second thing is I'm going to the bathroom more in the beginning until your body gets accustomed to the new volume of water that you're bringing in. As I said before, water is involved in almost every energy reaction. When your cells are full, thank you, Pete. I have some water right here. I feel like I run a marathon right now. Okay, so your cells, when they're fully hydrated, have all these little things there. They're called organelles. Every organ in your body, there's an organelle representing in every cell in your body. So there's cells that produce energy, cells for excretion, cells for respiration, but they're all inside your cell and they all move around in a watery environment. when the environment's not full of water, that cell kind of gets all wrinkled, like your skin gets wrinkled, and all these organelles can't work, and what happens is you just have inefficient energy. So you have to make sure your cells are properly hydrated, not only feel good, but also to look good. The second thing is you need enough water to detox your body, and this is really important. 90% or more of the toxins that you bring into your body are stored in your body's fat cells. So none of us can get away from it. You know, it's in the air, it's in the food, it's in everything. So everybody has some toxic load. If you start losing body fat, your fat cells get smaller. As they get smaller, those toxins that are stored in your fat cells start leaking out. And if you drink enough water, you'll flush them out. If you don't, you're going to come up with a cold or flu-like symptoms and things like that. So water is really important to help detoxify your body, especially when you're on a nutrition program or weight loss or diet. It's really, really important. If you've gotten massages, most of us have got massages and they need, they massage you for an hour, hour and a half if you're lucky. And at the end, what they do, they give you a bottle of water. They tell you to drink. And the reason they do that is because when they're massaging you for an hour, everybody has some fat covering their muscles. So not only massaging the fat, they're massaging your fat cells. Now your muscles are massaging your fat cells. And as you're massaging your fat cells, all those toxins are leaking out and getting in your system. Now they ask you to drink water afterwards so that you'll be all right. But next time you get a massage, try not drinking that water and then see how you feel. It's not going to go well. As a matter of fact, have the water, trust me. Okay, so when to drink water, plenty of water, follow the rules. Those are the 6 keys. The last thing I always do with my clients is that, we're looking for healthy weight loss. So I like organic food. About 95% of the food coming into our house the last 18, 19 years has been organic. Meats and chicken and turkey, antibiotic hormone free, free range, grass fed. You want the best stuff, your vegetables, fruits. You want them organic. And basically what you're doing is you have more of a chance of not getting a toxic load, a heavy toxic load by eating organic foods. So for me, again, longevity is really important. And the less chemicals and toxins that I can bring into my body, the healthier and stronger it'll be. My mom told me growing up, I'm sure moms told you the same thing, you are what you eat. So she was 100% right. If you eat foods that have one ingredient, which we call whole foods, so an apple doesn't need a nutrition label, a steak doesn't need a nutrition label, broccoli doesn't need a nutrition label. Those are the foods you want to eat. You want to have whole foods that have mostly one ingredient. And if they're organic, there's going to be less toxins. And those are the best foods. So when you eat foods that are high in nutrition, because they're whole foods, and that are low in toxins, you're going to build new cells that are much stronger. I mean, your body produces millions and millions of different types of cells every day. You're producing red blood cells, and liver cells, and heart cells, and immune system cells, and bone cells. Where do you think your body gets the raw constituents to build these cells from? Just to say, oh, I'm going to build a new brain cell up here and take it from out of thin air. No, the food you eat, your body sucks nutrition out of those foods, if there's any in them, and they use that nutrition to build new cells. So when you're eating foods that are high in nutrition and low in toxins, your body's going to build strong cells. Strong bone cells, your body's going to have less inflammation, strong immune system cells to be able to fight off diseases and bacteria and viruses better. So, when you eat well, everything works. And again, so I believe in eating organic as much as possible to keep the toxins out and the nutrition high. So whenever possible, just try to eat the best food available and the one with the least amount of toxins in them, and you're going to do great. At this point, I just want to turn the seminar over to my wife, Caroline. Just want to talk a little bit about detoxing. We feel it's really important for health. Just kick that in. Once she's done, I'm going to come back and we're going to take a 10 to 15-minute question and answer. And then we'll explain to you about the Body Fat Challenge, and we'll go from there. So without further ado, I'm going to step out for a second, give Caroline my secret microphone. Okay, excuse me.
Hi everyone, my name is Carol Ann, and we have 2 guests with us this evening too. Thanks for coming, guys.
15 foot apart.
Yeah, we are. We're very spaced out here today. So what I wanted to talk to you guys today about is detoxing. This body fat challenge naturally detoxes the body because you'll be losing body fat. Like Mike said, toxins are stored in your body fat, so you're going to be detoxing your body naturally. As Mike also alluded to before, some of our clients get cold and flu symptoms when they join our body fat challenge because they're detoxing. So I just wanted to go over a couple of things to keep you safe during this body fat challenge. Number one is vitamin C. This is my favorite vitamin C. Debbie, did you ever take this?
No, take the liquid one that
Can you go grab that for me, please?
Which one should I get?
So this is an ester C. It's a powder. We don't even sell it here, but I love it because it is magical. It's amazing. It doesn't taste good, so you have to hold your nose when you taste it, when you drink it. But it's like voodoo magic, this vitamin C. When I feel like I'm getting run down, I just take this vitamin C, and it's incredible. It works better than an antibiotic, and it's so good for you.
You see that's a powder?
Yes, I like the powder form because I think it gets absorbed into your cells much more effectively. So they do sell this at Dean's. I also heard that they sell this online. And the vitamin C that we sell here at the club, Michael, why don't you talk about this? This is a liposomal vitamin C.
It's just a better delivery system. Your body's able to absorb more of it.
Okay. Okay. Second way that you can help protect yourself as you're detoxing is to take oil of oregano, or we discovered in the past couple of years a product called Bacteril. This is worth spelling. Bacteril. And you can get that at a health food store, online, Dean's. I pop open the capsule, I put it under my tongue for 30 to 60 seconds, and then chase it with some water.
It's a strong antiviral.
Thank you, Mike. It's a strong antiviral. Sleep, super important. You need to sleep from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. as often as possible, as much as possible. And like Mike was talking about before, it's based on circadian rhythm. From 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. every night, your body goes through physical repair. From 2 a.m. to 6 a.m. every night, your body goes through mental, psychological repair. So that's why everyone says you have to sleep from 10 to 6 as often as possible. Children, athletes definitely need to sleep more than 8 hours. You need to relax. I tell my clients all the time, you have to find time in every day to just relax and do something that you enjoy, something fun. You also need to try to meditate, pray, quiet down, slow down so you can listen to your body. Mike already talked about drinking clean spring water. We do not recommend that you drink tap water. Clean spring water, either glass bottled water or a reverse osmosis system, putting in, replacing some of the minerals with some Celtic sea salt. Removing all chemicals from your home is really important. All beauty products, cleaning products, soaps, perfumes, colognes, shampoos, soaps, lotion, they should all be organic because chemicals are toxins, and we definitely want to clear as many toxins out of our life as possible. Reduce stress and relieve stress. So yes, we all have stress, and one of my clients yesterday said to me, yeah, I know my stress is no big deal to somebody else, but it is to her. So the point is that you have to recognize that you have this stress in your life. You have to figure out how to either get rid of the stress or how to relieve the stress. Debbie, how do you relieve stress?
I work out here.
Debbie works out. Jen, how do you relieve stress?
I ignore it. That's why I'm here.
That's why she's here. Pete, how do you relieve stress?
He takes a hot bath and reads a book.
Yes, yeah.
But some people reduce stress that way.
That's what I do.
I do both.
Yeah, definitely.
Row, workout, box.
Awesome. Good. All good. So, this body fat challenge is a great way to detox your body. If you would like to continue to detox your body, here's a couple of other ideas. Eliminating the sugar, alcohol, grains, dairy, and chemicals is going to naturally detox your body. Exercise and sweating detoxes your body. They sell detox tea, which will help. Dry skin brushing. I forgot my brush, so this is what a dry skin brush looks like. You can dry skin your body before you get into the shower, and then shower off the dead skin. A detox bath, you can take an Epsom salt bath. The latest recipe I've been using is for a foot soak. I put in half a cup to a cup of sea salt, a half a cup to a cup of baking soda, and just relax for 15 minutes to 30 minutes, and then I usually jump in the shower. So that combination pulls toxins from your body. Grounding also pulls electromagnetic fields out of your body. Grounding is if you put your feet on grass, soil, ocean water, and then last, tongue scraping. So I wanted to end by saying that this body fat challenge not only will help you get lean and stronger and feel good, but it also will boost your immune system, so you don't have to worry about any viruses or any bacteria out in the world. If you feel confident in your immune system, you don't have to go through life worrying or being afraid of anything. And that is it. If you have any questions, please, you can contact me through Facebook, or you can call me at the club. Thank you very much, everyone. Good luck, and hope to see you here. Bye.
Okay. Okay, so thank you guys for sticking around with us so far. Caroline had a lot of great ideas. As I said before, we have some drinking water detox, but there's a lot of other ways. Some people have trouble detoxing their bodies, and they need additional help, and all that stuff will help you, or some of the things. But again, if you have questions on that, you can contact us, and we'll work with you on that. So you can take all the information we gave you tonight, implement it on your own, and you're going to do pretty good. But if you come and work with us and let us coach you through it and train you and do everything, the results are unlimited. As you know, we run the 6-week body fat challenge. We're going to help you lose weight and get healthy. Just to let you know what's included in the challenge. The first thing is you're going to get a 1-hour nutrition session with one of our holistic health counselors. We have 8 trainers who are certified holistic health coaches that will teach our nutrition program. We'll sit down with you and show you how to prepare your meals for you. If you're an A blood type female or male, if you're an O blood type male or female, we'll go over meal planning with you so you know what to have for breakfast, what to have for lunch, what to have for dinner. You'll have a chart, you'll have a manual. That's key. You can use one of your, during your nutrition sessions, you're talking about detox with Carol Ann. So that nutrition session is amazing. It's going to give you all the nutrition session information you need. And then for the 6-week program, your nutrition counselor, you can call them, text them, email them any questions you have. So you have direct contact with somebody for 6 weeks who knows the program inside and out. They'll help coach you to health and leanness. We also give you a manual that has all the information in it, how to prepare your foods, what foods are good, salad dressings. We know certain blood types have trouble with breakfast. They don't like breakfast, so we have special breakfast for them. And then we have somebody coach you through that. We give you nutrition manual. We also give you a recipe book. There's about 40 or 50 recipes that are okay to use, or proven to be very effective during our body fat challenge. We want you to eat good tasting healthy food. We don't want you to feel like you're starving or eating cardboard. I mean, the recipe book's amazing. Pretty much anything that you like can be made in a healthy manner, and that will be found in the recipe book. You also be able to take unlimited classes at either location. So we have small group classes at both locations. We like you to exercise as much as possible. You have access to our cardio equipment whenever the clubs are open. So treadmills, bikes, rowers, ellipticals, you can use that. All the packages, one package contains just boot camp only, nutrition, the classes. We also have a Peloton bike at our Ocean location. You can make an appointment and take a Peloton spin class or workout. You have somebody guiding you through the whole workout. If you've tried Peloton before, it's amazing. So you have access to that. And then also, for additional fees, we have personal training. You can work with one of our trainers for 30 minutes or 60 minutes, 1, 2, 3 times a week during the program. So that's your body fat. And the last thing is we offer a prize to the top 3 people who lose the most amount of body fat. Or percentage of body fat. So we've given out the highest prize we've given out for one contest. One person won $5,000 first place. I think the lowest was $1,200 for first place. So it's usually anywhere from $1,200 to $5,000 first place. Second, third, we see cash prizes, usually anywhere from $100 to $1,000. So we've given out well over $200,000 in the last, I think, 12 years in prize money. We find that money motivates people to finish the program and do the full 6 weeks. So we have a $100 off coupon that we can give you. All you have to do is tomorrow we're starting our Body Fat Challenge weigh-ins from 6 in the morning to 6 at night. So you can come to the club. We'll do our initial test on you. It takes about 5 or 10 minutes. If you want to join the challenge, we can take $100 off any of the programs. So just have to mention at the seminar, we have a list of people who attended virtually. So just mention that. We take $100 off any program. We can do this program here at either club, or we can do it virtually. So the only difference with the virtual program is that you can't do one-on-one training. No, you can do one-on-one training as long as you Skype. So you can Skype your one-on-one workouts or Zoom them or FaceTime them. So we are doing that currently for the last couple months due to COVID. All our classes are videotaped and they're live on Facebook, on our Facebook group page. So you can take class every day if you want. Nutrition, we can Skype, Zoom, or FaceTime the nutrition program where we sit down and make your meals. So this also could be done virtually. So you come and do it live or virtual, either way. So it's $100 off those packages. So you can call the club, 732-263-0202. And you can ask some more questions about that and pricing and let us know if you want to do that. At this point, we want to open up the session for question and answer.
First, I want to just thank Lou for coming. Say hello, Lou. And
What's up,
Bailey. How are you, Bailey? Bailey asked a good question.
Okay.
She just wanted you to repeat the cheeses.
Okay, so Bailey, so you want us to repeat the alternative cheeses that are allowed, the healthier types. So I'm gonna write them down. Number one, you can have goat cheese. Okay, so Wegmans, I got a beautiful goat grate cheese from Wegmans. Dean's has a great goat cheddar. Trader Joe's, they had sliced cheese. I like to put them on my organic hamburgers. They were in slices. It was like a jack cheese. Trader Joe had that. Trader Joe also had shredded cheese, and I like to put that in my omelets. So all different types. At one time people thought goat cheese was nasty because it's soft one goat cheese, but over the years they've got everything. You got hard, soft, whatever. The soft cheese we like to put in our salads is Chevre, goat cheese. So those are fine, or goat feta. Feta is great, but you have to make sure it's from a goat or a sheep. A lot of feta in the United States, you go buy it says feta, but then you turn around and it's from a cow. So make sure if you do have feta, it's goat feta or sheep feta, and it will say on the back of the label. So you have your goat cheeses. Second type are sheep. So I don't eat much sheep cheese, so it's fine. I can't really say, I haven't eaten it personally, but
Pecorino Romano.
Oh, I do. Thank you for reminding me. So, Parmesan is from a cow. So if you like Italian food, skip the Parmesan and have Pecorino Romano because it's from a sheep. Your body can digest the casein in the sheep, where it can't digest the casein in the cow. Very good, thank you. Everyone always eating it. And the third type is buffalo mozzarella. So the Italian you got there, skip the Parmesan, get rid of Parmesan, have Pecorino Romano, and use buffalo mozzarella, not cow mozzarella. Yeah, buffalo mozzarella is from a wood buffalo, not a real buffalo. But these three are the types of cheeses that are healthiest and easiest for your body to break down.
Hi, Erica. Erica wants to know if we can have goat Gouda.
Sure, it's goat cheese, so it's fine. Any type of goat cheese is fine because, again, that casein complex is short enough for your humans to be able to break it down and digest it. So that's fine.
The electrolyte question. Electrolyte water.
Mike, is the electrolyte water good?
These days everybody's trying to put things in water. They're oxygen in it, they're hydrogen in it, they put electrolytes in it and all these things. Look, just plain spring water is fine. That's what we've been drinking for a long time. Nothing needs to be put in it. If you need electrolytes, I think the easiest thing to do is take a pinch of sea salt, Celtic sea salt, Himalayan sea salt, and just take a little pinch and put it in your water, and that's going to give you all electrolytes that you need. So, electrolyte water, I really don't use it. I'd rather see you have regular water and put your own organic or good quality sea salt in that. It's going to be much better for you.
Smart water makes an electrolyte water.
Yeah, smart water is electrolyte water. I mean, it's
You're
not
sweating profusely on a 90-degree day, maybe.
You drink water. Drink water. A lot in the old days they used to give you salt tablets. When you sweat profusely, they say, hey, take a salt tablet. It was like the worst thing you could do. Because people are sweating and getting rid of more water than minerals, and they decided to have salt, and now there's even more salt, makes it worse. So you need more water.
But electrolyte water is definitely better than Gatorade.
Yeah. So you're talking for sports replenishment. Gatorade is very, very high in sugar.
And chemicals.
And chemicals and carbohydrates. So that's like one of the worst things to have. So in that case, like you said, electrolyte water, but the best type would take a spring water, a pinch of sea salt in that, and use that for electrolyte replacement. No sugar, no calories, and probably a better source of electrolytes. That question?
What's your opinion on coconut oil? Asked Christine Goodwin.
Well, coconut oil is a healthy fat, so I'm a big fan of it. The only reason I wouldn't like coconut oil is if you have it and you get a reaction, stomach ache, a skin rash, or anything like that. So it's a good fat. It's one of the only fats you can use for on high heat for cooking. So it's very good. Yeah.
Butter, ghee, and coconut oil is what you can use
For high heat cooking.
high heat cooking.
Okay, yeah, but coconut oil is fine. There's a lot of medicinal qualities to it. Some people do the coconut oil pull-in for their teeth, and so it's a really good, healthy product. High in MCTs, which are good, high energy fats.
Oh, Lisa wants to know, what about Gatorade Zero?
Gatorade Zero. If Gatorade Zero probably means zero sugar, and foods that claim that they have no sugar, they taste sweet, there's some type of sugar in there. It's usually sugar alcohol, and sugar alcohols will affect your body just like regular sugar will. Okay, so there's things. Yeah, so there's things called sugar alcohol, xylitol, erythritol. Erythritol, if you have a little too much erythritol, you're going to definitely have some diarrhea. I mean, I know it's disgusting, but an overdose of that, if you ever get that after having it, So erythritol, they're called polyols. It's like all these different sugar alcohols are the same effect in your body as things like sucralose, which is chlorinated sugar, aspartame, and NutraSweet is aspartame. So all these fake sugars, fake sugars, they're called obesogens. They're classified as obesogens. And what obesogens do is they cause your body to release insulin without the presence of glucose. So they have the same effect on your fat storage. So I would say I wouldn't have it. What's next?
That is it. Unless
Pretty cool.
I have a question.
Jennifer, what's up?
So if I say I'm on a budget, and so I can't buy all organic all the time, where is my money best spent in terms of if I had to pick and choose what I want to buy organic?
What do
The
you most of?
vegetables, is it meats?
What do you most of? So I'm going to give you this right here. So you're an A blood type.
Okay.
So you want to have more vegetables and things like that. So that's where you want to spend your money on it. Whatever food you're consuming mostly, that's where you want to spend the money.
So the Dirty Dozen are the 12 fruits and vegetables that contain the highest amount of pesticides and herbicides. So the Dirty Dozen you want to stay away from. Are you familiar with the Dirty Dozen?
We have a list in our manual that's in there, yeah, so you can look at that. But basically, and the most inexpensive way is grow your own vegetables in the summer. We have an organic vegetable. We're all blood types, so we don't need a lot of vegetables. Caroline and myself and our 2 children. But the few vegetables we have, we want them organic, and we want to make sure there's no chemicals, so we grow our own vegetables, and it's very inexpensive. Yeah, and they're all organic. Yeah.
And then also in terms of the meals, I know you talked about, sort of calories for, and then also, I guess, depending on your blood type, but does portion matter? Like a lot of diets talk about like 4 ounces of this and this, so.
Yeah, you can't have unlimited, but you have to have some type. It's not as strict as people think it can be, but when we do our portions, we teach people how to do the portion. And believe me, I've had more people than not say, Mike, I can't believe I'm eating all this food and losing weight. I think half the people I deal with don't eat enough and they can't lose weight. That's a whole nother issue.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, but we give you portion amounts and they're very loose. You don't have to weigh anything, everything's just high, and we teach you a system.
So Bailey asked, Caroline, do you use coconut oil as a body moisturizer? Would you? I have seen some folks using it, so I've thought about ditching my body lotion for coconut oil. I have heard the same thing, Bailey. I don't use coconut oil as body moisturizer. Do you, Debbie?
Sometimes.
Do you, Jen?
Yeah, the only thing I've heard about using coconut oil for moisturizer is some people have an allergic reaction to it.
Okay.
So if you do use it for a moisturizer and then you're breaking out, then you know that your body's having a little reaction to it and it's not good for you. That's the only bad thing I've ever heard about coconut oil for moisturizer.
Jackie Moskowitz said, thank you for the great information. Rosemary said, thanks for the great information.
Oh, you're welcome. Okay, we're good?
I think so.
Okay, so just to let you know, Again, about the body fat challenge, it starts tomorrow,
Make
Thursday.
an appointment, please.
6 in the morning, 6 at night. You can call the club now or tomorrow. If you don't get us because we're kind of busy, just leave a message. We'll get back to you. And again, you come in and we'll take really good care of you. We'll teach you how to eat properly, teach you how to exercise properly. We'll motivate you when you don't want to work out. So it's a great program. There's huge savings on this 6-week program. If you have to pay for everything individually, it's a lot more money. But package, it's priced very competitively. So we'd love to see you. We'd love to work with you. If not, implement the information I gave you. You're going to be pleasantly surprised. So thanks for joining me. I really appreciate you being out there. Have a great night.
Good night.
So stop now. Hold on. Wait. You got to read that.
It says, if you end this live video now, you'll be able to choose if you want to save it or delete it.
So